Here we are for Lab 8. Lab 8 is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll just go through it with you quickly. What you're going to do, you talked about water, you did an experiment dealing with water. What you're going to do now is you're going to listen to a podcast on water wars, and here's the link. Again, if you can't get to the link from the lab, you can go back to the folder for Lab 8 and the link is there. There are 3 stories that they talk about in the podcast, so you're going to need to summarize those in 1 paragraph each. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go through interpreting graphs. And so if, just like I said here, for a reminder on how to interpret graphs, remember you're trying to bring out the important issues. You don't want to tell me what I can already see. I can see that the total global water, 98.5%, is in the oceans and so on. What you're trying to do is use this data to give me or to interpret what is important. What important information is this graph giving you? That's the goal when you interpret a graph. So you don't want to just regurgitate numbers that are right here. You want to go through what's important. So you have that graph. You have this graph. I think there's a couple more. You have this graph. And then you have this one. Okay. So you go through and interpret those. And then the next set of questions you're going to answer are going to be connecting everything together, connecting the experiment and what was talked about in Lab 7, connecting the podcast, and connecting these graphs. So prior to these 2 labs, here's what you knew about water. So what did you know about water before these 2 labs? After completing these 2 labs, here's what I now know about water. I give you a minimum. Now remember, a paragraph is not 2 to 3 sentences. It's good 5 to 7 quality sentences. So again, minimum 2 paragraphs. If you don't tell me anything in those 2 paragraphs, then you're not, again, going to do well. So it needs to be quality paragraphs. Then what connections can you draw between the experiment you did in lab, the podcast, and the graph? So connecting, think about all 3 things and pull out commonalities or topics and specifics that were covered in 2 of them or 3 of them. What questions you have regarding the subject after completing both labs. This is not enough information for you to be an expert on this. So you want to develop 3 new questions. But again, make sure the questions you would develop are not answered in the 3 labs. If you ask a question that was answered, then you're not going to get full credit. And then the last one is write a headline for this topic. Summarize everything that was done in Lab 7 and 8. Pretend you're a newspaper or a blogger, and I shouldn't use newspaper person because there's not many of them left. But if you were a blogger and you wanted to get the topic across to people in a sentence, in a headline, what would that headline be? So you'll type everything on this lab, on this document. You'll then submit it, and that will be it for Lab 8. See you later.